What brings you to the temple, layman? Have you been lax in your duties? The Bloodstone pilgrimage has taught you what it is to suffer, so you understand better what a gracious act it is to ease the suffering of others. Jalor Indo, a temple follower, is sick and in need of a healer. I want you to help him, layman. Jalor is a smith, hardworking and humble, a true follower of the teachings of the temple. I've learned that he is ill, and I want you to go and help him, layman. You can find Jalor Indo outside on the market bridge, west of here. He has a vendor's stand there. Here's a potion that I hope will cure him.
So good to see.
Do you have something to say, Outlander? Go ahead.
Water and stone pilgrim, truth and faith.
There's something wrong with my lungs. Cough, cough, can you help me? I keep coughing up blood and breathing air feels like shards of broken glass going down my throat. I can hardly summon enough strength to lift a hammer. Thank you, Ada. Jalor Indo drinks the potion. Only a moment later he breaks into a violent coughing fit. Ada. That potion didn't help one bit. I'm still sick. Cough, cough, then what the hell is wrong with me? Well, I enjoy a mug of Mazdi with my daily bread, but there's really nothing worth mentioning in my diet. Cough, cough, I'm always out here selling my wares or in my workshop crafting new weapons and armor, just trying to make a living. I don't have the time nor the coin to eat anything fancy or exotic. Come to think of it, the coughing seems to get worse whenever I'm working in my home. Maybe you should go there and take a look around. See if you can find anything that could be making me sick. Here's the cough, cough key. My workshop is just around the corner. Go to my workshop and take a look around. See if you can find anything that could be making me sick.
Where is that slave? Welcome to Almas Thirr.
Jalor Indo. By the decree of his illuminated lordship, the Indoril Ilvi of Roadyr, I am placing an order of 20 spears, iron or steel, 20 tower shields, bone mold in Chuzay style, 10 long swords, steel, and 10 war axes, steel, to be forged and delivered to the Indoril garrison in the east side of Almas Thirr within the next month. For this great service you will be paid 7,500 gold coins. The thrice-sealed house withstands the storm. Signed, Commander Irnami Silsi, Creedman of House Indoril.
Under sun and sky.
there's something wrong with my lungs. Cough cough, can you help me? What's this? You found toxic powder in my forge. So, the powder is what has been making me sick this whole time. I don't know. I sure as hell didn't put it there. With the powder removed, I'm sure I'll recover in no time, and for that you have my thanks, Ada. But I would very much like to know where the powder came from. Thank you, Ada. It's good to know that the temple takes care of its followers. Now, how do you suppose you will find the culprit? Enemies? Be back? No. I'm just a blacksmith, Ada. I have never slighted anyone and no one has ever slighted me. I don't understand why anyone would want to hurt me. I don't think there's anything unusual about the weapons and armor order. Frankly, I think it's high time that House Indoril took the threat of House Hlaalu encroaching on their land seriously. Are you implying they might be behind the powder? I don't think so. Why would they want to poison me? I'd very much like to know who put that damned powder in my forge. I've always kept the door locked when I'm out here. Other than myself and you, no one has entered my workshop in the past few weeks except one courier bringing me an order from Commander Silsi of Indoril and one Hlaalu hireling who bought a steel halberd from me. The courier was one of the guards from the Indoril garrison on the east side. I don't remember his name or his face. He brought with him a letter of order from Commander Irnami Silsi. The order was quite large and I haven't finished forging everything they wanted yet. Like I said, I don't think the Indoril are to blame for the powder. The Hlaalu hireling is an imperial woman named Felicia. She's often running errands here on the market bridge. She visited me twice, first to place her order of one steel halberd and then to collect it a few days later.
Do you have something to say, Outlander?
All right.
You walk Veloth's path. That is good. Welcome. You walk Veloth's path. That is good.
Go ahead.
Praise Veloth. What brings you to the holy crossing of Almas Thirr?
I'm fine, thank you. What can I do for you? I'm Felicia. What I do here is none of your business.
I want to know who put the toxic powder in my forge. I'd very much like to know who put the damned powder in my forge. I've always kept the door locked when I'm out here. Other than myself and you, no one has. The Hlaalu hireling is an imperial woman named Felicia. Yeah, you've got that right. I don't know why she'd want to hurt me, though, even if she's a Hlaalu henchman. She seemed happy enough with the halberd I made for her. Maybe you should question her, Ada.
I can spare a few moments.
You walk
Greetings.
Veloth's path. That is
I'm
good.
fine, thank you.
Welcome.
What can I do for you? Powder? What powder? I have no idea what you are talking about. Am I being accused of something? You already got all the answers you are going to get
Water
from me.
and stone.
I genuinely know nothing of the
Truth
things you are
and
talking
faith.
about. Yes. I did buy a steel halberd from Jalor Indo a few days ago. What of it? It's not against any law that I'm aware of to do business in the city. Next you will no doubt accuse me of buying a bottle of wine in the tavern. Felicia falls silent all of a sudden. She looks nervous. All right. I confess. I learned that Jalor Indo was forging weapons and armor for House Indoril and put the powder in his forge. But I didn't mean to harm him. I meant only to sabotage his work. The powder was supposed to make any metal worked in the forge brittle and render the weapons and shields useless. I truly hold no ill will towards Jalor Indo. I acted of my own accord doing what I thought was best for House Hlaalu. I made the powder myself, too, but I'm a poor alchemist. It was all a mistake. Here, take this money to Jalor Indo. Explain to him what happened. Tell him that I'm sorry. I'm fine, thank you. What can I do for you? Please, let Jalor Indo know that I'm truly sorry. He will not have any more trouble from me or House Hlaalu. I promise on my honor.
Kalisha say? Does she admit putting the toxic powder in my forge? So, the damned Imperial woman is to blame. No, I don't want her bloody money. I want justice. I have always been a faithful servant of the temple, but the temple failed to protect me from the serpent that is House Hlaalu. Perhaps, the Indoril can give me the justice I want. Will you help me, Ada? Go to Commander Ernemi Silsi, in the Indoril garrison on the East Bank, and tell her what the Hlaalu did to me. Commander Silsi will make sure that Kalisha gets the punishment she deserves. Very well. I hope Loris Dallin will tell you to do what's right.
Is there something I can do for you?
You walk Velov's path. That is good. So good to see.
How are you? Is there something I can do for you out there?
That is good.
What brings you to the temple, layman? Have you been lax in your duties? The matter of Jalor Indo is still not resolved. So, Jalor Indo was unwittingly poisoned by a Hlaalu hireling. It's good that you helped him, layman. That would be beyond unwise. House Indoril and House Hlaalu are vying for control of the Thirr. So far, thanks to the efforts of the temple, the conflict hasn't escalated to an outright house war and both houses have agreed to treat Almas Thirr as neutral ground. The temple can't lose its credibility as a mediator of peace. What happened to Jalor Indo was unfortunate, but if we knowingly allow the Indoril to retaliate it would seem like we were choosing a side. I hope you understand. Jalor Indo is a faithful servant of the temple and he will accept the temple's judgment. You managed to help him before any lasting harm was done. Kalisha's offense was not intentional and she will not dare cause any more trouble. Punishing her for such a minor thing would antagonize House Hlaalu and cause the Indoril to retaliate. Besides, justice was already offered to Jalor Indo but he refused Kalisha's money, didn't he? It's good that you agreed. The three willing, we will avoid this conflict. I am worried, though, of the recent actions of both House Indoril and House Hlaalu. Where there are spears, there will eventually be blood. I want you to have these temple scrolls. May they help you in trials to come. Let me know when you are ready to perform new duties. Temple, healing Jalor Indo. Loris Dallin asked me to heal Jalor Indo, a smith who has apparently fallen ill. I can find Indo outside on the market bridge in the western part of Almas Thirr. Dallin gave me a disease-curing potion that I should give to Indo. It seems that Jalor Indo suffers from something more resilient than a common disease. He is still feeling unwell. Indo gave me the key to his house. Perhaps there is something there that's making him ill. I found a document in Jalor Indo's house according to which House Indoril has ordered a significant number of weapons and armor from Jalor Indo. I found suspicious-looking powder in Jalor Indo's hearth. No doubt the nauseating fumes rising from the fireplace were the reason behind Jalor's sickness. I should let him know that the problem has been dealt with. Jalor Indo thanked me for finding out what was making him sick. Now that the toxic fumes in his workshop are gone, he is expecting to recover from his ailment. However, a mystery still remains as to who put the powder in his forge. I should question Indo or search his workshop some more for clues. I mentioned the order of weapons and armor from Ernemi Silsi of House Indoril. Jalor Indo doesn't think House Indoril is behind the powder in his house. Jalor Indo told me that Kalisha, a House Hlaalu hireling, visited his workshop some days ago. I should have a word with her. She is often running errands for the Hlaalu here in the market quarter. Kalisha denied knowing anything about the toxic powder in Jalor Indo's house. Kalisha admitted putting the powder in Jalor Indo's blacksmith's forge. However, she said that her intention was not to harm Jalor. She thought that the powder would make all the weapons and armor made in the forge brittle. Kalisha gave me 100 drakes and told me to give them to Jalor Indo with her apologies. Jalor Indo refused to accept Kalisha's money. He wants her to be punished. Jalor Indo told me to go speak with Commander Silsi of the Indoril garrison. Since the temple upholds the law here in Almas Thirr, I should perhaps consult Loris Dallin about this matter first. I agreed not to tell Commander Irnami Silsi about what happened to Jalor Indo. Loris Dallin was glad to hear about my decision. She gave me a copy of Rune Ania Om Shivi, a temple hymn, as a reward. I should ask her about new duties.